Goeienaand, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And yeah, we've been kind of concentrating on state-owned enterprises in South Africa, haven't we? Well, guess what? They give us a lot of ammunition, and no more so than Eskom. Well, do they know how to spend money even though they're bankrupt? Broken power utility Eskom, which will get a bailout of close to 120 billion rand over the next 2 years, has squandered more than 300 million rand on building flats for construction workers at Kusile power station. And I have to thank Lynn, shout out to Lynn for sending me this information. It is just absolutely ridiculous what they've done. The state-owned entity has abandoned the project and has allegedly spent more than 1 billion rand to date on renting accommodation for the same employees it had planned to house in the 336 units in the Wilge residential development project. Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at what it looks like. Here we go. Eskom, which has a debt of 440 billion rand, has been struggling to keep the lights on over the past few years. The ongoing construction of Kusile has contributed to its financial woes, estimated at least 161 billion rand so far. And of course, one of the major beneficiaries of that is Hitachi, who make the boilers. And of course, Hitachi has a huge shareholder in an ANC-associated company. Yeah, Luthuli House. The money goes straight back to Luthuli House. Keeps them very financially healthy. In July 2012, Eskom entered into a contract with the Levero Group to construct the Wilge flats. The group has since gone into voluntary business rescue and one of its companies has been liquidated. The flats are incomplete and unused, while workers travel up to 50 kilometers a day to work at Kusile. In response to questions about the Wilge accommodation, Eskom said, Eskom acknowledges that the development was not completed as per contract, including significant over-expenditure on the project. Where have we heard that before? I wonder. We have terminated the contractor's obligation to complete the work and decided not to invest further in the project. Due to the fact that the envisaged accommodation was not available, Eskom had to resort to other means to house construction staff. The power utility has admitted that the Wilge project is fruitless and wasteful expenditure. It said it is investigating allegations of corruption following an escalation in the costs of the contract, which began at 258 million rand in 2012. Eskom is currently in the process of deciding on an appropriate course of action related to the property. We have appointed attorneys to conduct an investigation into allegations of corruption, fraud, and financial irregularities in the project. So, you could say par for the course when it comes to Eskom, really. Eskom went on to say, the outcome of the investigation will inform Eskom's decision in terms of recourse from those who are implicated in wrongdoing. The correct procedures will be followed in terms of reporting fruitless and wasteful expenditure. The Levero Group, which consists of Levero Building, Levero Civils, Levero Mining, Levero Drill and Blast, Levero Plant and Levero Energy, filed for voluntary business rescue in July 2018. The group cited late and non-payment by its government clients as reasons for its financial problems, according to a Mail and Guardian report in August last year. The group's building unit, Levero Building, filed for liquidation. In a sworn statement last year in support of the voluntary business rescue, Director Wilge Levero said, due to the group's exposure to government projects, Levero Civils in particular have an amount in excess of 81 million rand overdue by its government clients. Why are we surprised? These late and often non-payments have had an adverse effect on the Levero Group's ability to recover its group charges, such as plant hire and other costs. Other factors cited were industrial action and Section 54 stoppages in areas where Levira mining operates, which were through no fault of our own. Despite requests for comment this week, the Levira Group did not respond by time of publication. The Levira Group was 51% black-owned through the Masimong Group, which was headed by its controlling shareholder, Mike Teke. Teke, who was a director at Levira Group, resigned in January this year. He is the chief executive of Seriti Resources, which is the preferred bidder for the South 32 mines. He was also the president of the Mineral Councils, the erstwhile Chamber of Mines. BK's Palace Consortium, which was initially part of the Wilge project, said this week that the project had been badly managed by Eskom from the onset. The company, which was appointed to provide architects, structural and civil engineers and quantity surveyors, said it was sidelined from the Wilge project. One of the directors, Ephraim Dlamini, said, Eskom said they don't have money and that is why they canned it. What happened there is that Eskom tried to run the project themselves and that killed the thing. Then they were managing Levira and we said, guys, you can't be a player and a referee at the same time. We were basically on the sidelines. Eskom was running the show, even though we had told them the consultants should be managing the project. That project was run in a very funny way. Why are we surprised? This week, during a National Assembly debate, Finance Minister Tito Mboweni said Eskom should be run better and the right people should be appointed to run it. Within the context of declining tax revenues due to low economic growth, when members say Eskom must be funded, I agree. But where must the money come from? We have to consider that. You can't have everything on time. One of the key issues we need to solve is appointing the correct people to run Eskom. We must appoint the correct board of directors, a competent management team, and we must hold them accountable for Eskom. Well, guess what, buddy boy? It ain't gonna happen as long as you got BEE in place. And that's impacting on other state-owned enterprises like South African Airways as well. You know, that is the Achilles heel of this whole ANC's so-called transformation of South Africa. It's in reality called black privilege. That's what BEE is, black privilege. This week, the National Assembly passed a special appropriations bill to give Eskom a further 59 billion rand. This bailout follows a 69 billion rand commitment made in February's budget speech. The struggling power utility, which is owed 25 billion rand by municipalities, shocked the country when it implemented load shedding last week after a conveyor belt had broken at one of its power stations. Last week, the Mail and Guardian reported that Eskom had burdened taxpayers with a roughly 10 billion rand bill over the next 6 years because it had failed to negotiate a standard price for coal it burns to keep the lights on. This also came after the power utility told Parliament that it had made a 21 billion rand loss in the past financial year and was expecting to lose a similar amount in the coming year. Now, my information is that Ted Blom has sent out an email to all the people who subscribe to his website suggesting that Eskom are pushing for 100% increase in electricity tariffs in the next 2 years in South Africa. So there you go. That's how they're going to try and recover their costs. So if you're not an illegal connection to Eskom where you get it free, everything for free, if you're one of those people who's actually metered, you're going to be hit really hard, according to information that I've received. Really, really hard. It's time to get off the grid, and it's time to put in solar power. That's the only answer, guys. All right, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video. Please share this video. And above all, stay safe. Bye for now.